I stood at the bottom of the staircase, my hands still on the banister Elias carved 30 years ago. The wood was smooth from decades of touch, from years of us climbing it together, chasing our boy up and down when he was small. Now that boy stood in the foyer, taller, sharper, colder. "You've got 48 hours to get your stuff out," Damien said. His voice carried no hesitation, no tremor of guilt, just the flat authority of a landlord addressing a tenant. He lifted the paperwork like a trophy. "This house is mine now." The seal was real. The signature was mine. My own hand betrayed me. I had signed those papers before surgery last year, trusting him to handle bills if something went wrong. Nothing went wrong until now. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I turned and climbed the stairs slowly, the latch of my bedroom door clicking behind me like the closing of a vault. I sat on the edge of my bed, the mattress still firm after all these years. From the window, I could see the maple tree outside, the one that shed red gold leaves over the porch each fall. I remembered Damien at 6 years old, cheeks pink with cold, dragging a rake twice his size across the yard. Now that boy stood downstairs, holding my signature like a sword. I opened the nightstand drawer. Inside was a faded envelope marked E.T. Elias Thorne. I touched it, but didn't open it. Not yet. My hand reached deeper, finding my leather notebook. It already held a list. Roofing repairs, window replacements, landscaping, each upgrade I'd paid for since Elias died. Line after line written in my hand. Evidence no one could erase. I pulled an old suitcase from the closet. Not because I was leaving, but because I knew I wouldn't sleep that night. And if I wasn't going to sleep, I might as well plan the next morning. I brewed coffee strong, the way Elias liked it, with a pinch of cinnamon. The ritual steadied me by 8 o'clock. I was on the phone with Joyce. 30 years of friendship, sharp as ever. I told her everything, leaving out only the part where I wanted to scream. She didn't gasp. She didn't offer pity. Just the right questions. "Do you have receipts?" "Copies of the upgrades." "Did you sign full power of attorney?" "Only temporarily," I said. Joyce exhaled. "Then let's start with what's still yours." The attic smelled of dust and cedar. Elias's shelves lined the walls, sturdy from his stubborn pride. In the corner sat the file bin, House 2001 present. I carried it downstairs like a relic. Inside were folders, each one proof of my devotion. Damien's tuition over $94,000 in bank transfers. Every dollar scraped from my dreams. Mortgage payoff, 3 years of overtime shifts, holidays, and nights until the balance hit 0. House improvements photos, permits, receipts neatly clipped in my handwriting. I smiled through tears. Damien could waive a deed, but I held the bones. Then I found the will. Elias's will, and in it, the truth I hadn't seen before. The land beneath the house was protected in a living trust. Untouched by the deed, I was still the sole trustee. Damien owned walls. I owned the ground. The house was his prison, not his prize. Joyce read the trust with a small smile. "This is clean," she said. "Tight." He knew what he was doing. I nodded, swallowing the heat behind my eyes. He always did. We drafted the papers. My signature reclaimed the land, and then I made the call. Sam, an old contact of Elias's, a developer, a man who owed me a favor. He listened, paused, and said, "Still a prime lot. If the numbers check out, I'll make an offer." The trap was set that night. Walked the house with sticky notes and a pen. Each possession I had bought, I marked. The sofa, the curtains, the microwave, even the blender. One by one, I claimed them. Not out of spite, but clarity. By morning, the movers arrived. Quick, polite, efficient. Piece by piece, they carried away the life I had built. By noon, the house echoed with emptiness. When Damien and his wife returned, they opened the door to bare walls and silence. From across the street, on Joyce's porch swing, I sipped coffee and watched. His wife shouted. Damien paced with his phone, muttering. And then he saw me. Recognition, confusion, dread. I didn't wave. I didn't move. I just kept sipping, letting him feel the weight of what was missing. 2 days later, the city posted its notice. The land had been sold. The trust revoked his right to stand on it. The letter was merciless. You own the walls, Mr. Thorne, but not the ground beneath them. Vacate within 30 days. I celebrated with Joyce, caramel syrup in her coffee, cinnamon in mine. He underestimated you, she said. They always do, I whispered. That's the psychology of silence. The kind of story we tell here on Shattered Bonds. Because sometimes betrayal doesn't end with a shout, ends with a signature. Damien came to my door once more. His face sagged, shirt wrinkled, eyes hollow. You blindsided me, he said. No, I replied softly. I warned you the day you gave me 48 hours. He asked me to reverse it to stop the sale. He said it was just a house. No, Damien, I said. It was never just a house. And I closed the door quietly, the lock sliding into place like a final word. Months later, I sat on my new porch. White railing, yellow door, tomatoes growing in the side yard. My granddaughter Leia curled beside me with cocoa in her hands. Grandpa would have loved this porch, she said. I smiled. He always said porches held the soul of a house. Behind us, the sun dropped low, painting the rail with light. The house Damien claimed was gun-flattened. Returned to soil. Maybe he stood there sometimes, searching for the life he never earned. But I didn't wonder long, because legacy isn't walls. It isn't deeds. It isn't signatures twisted by greed. Legacy is who comes back to sit with you when the noise is finally gone. So if you've ever been silenced, betrayed, or erased, remember this. Silence is not surrender. Silence is strategy. And if you want to hear more stories of how bonds break and how the quiet strike backs, because some stories aren't just told, they're lived.